Why does staying motivated feel like a never-ending battle? You start strong, full of energy and positivity, but days later, you're back to square one. What if the way we've been taught to stay motivated is all wrong? In today's video, we're breaking down the truth about motivation. Forget temporary hacks like motivational quotes or rewards. We're diving into what truly drives lasting motivation, based on research, human psychology, and real-world strategies you can use right now. Here's the hard truth: why traditional motivation methods fail. Motivation isn't about rewards or punishments. Sure, they might work for a while, but they create dependence and resistance over time. Think about it. Once the reward is gone, so is the motivation. And relying on positivity alone, it's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. True motivation lasts when it's aligned with what really matters to us. So if rewards and positive thinking aren't the solution, then what actually works? Let's explore what the science says about the core of lasting motivation that has these three key elements, that is autonomy, relatedness, and competence. Humans crave autonomy, the freedom to make choices and take ownership of our actions. When we feel micromanaged or controlled, motivation drops. Leaders, and even you, can ignite lasting motivation by empowering yourself or others to make decisions and take charge. We're social creatures. When we feel connected to others, we thrive. A sense of community, trust, and collaboration fuels our drive. Think of a sports team. They succeed because of their shared mission and deep connection, not just individual efforts. Finally, we need to feel capable. When you're given opportunities to grow and master skills, your confidence skyrockets, and so does your motivation. Leaders recognize strengths. Individuals seek challenges that make you better every day. Now we know what drives lasting motivation. But what happens when these elements are perfectly aligned? This brings us to the optimal motivation model by Susan Fowler. She shows that when autonomy, relatedness, and competence align, intrinsic motivation takes over. That's when you're truly engaged, productive, and fulfilled, not because you have to, but because you want to. Understanding the model is one thing, but seeing it in action is even more powerful. Let's take a look at how intrinsic motivation can transform real lives. Let me tell you about Sarah. She worked in a high-pressure job driven by bonuses and praise from her boss. But she burned out. When she shifted her focus to her own goals and values, building autonomy and mastering her craft, she found lasting motivation. Stories like Sarah's show how powerful this shift can be. Sarah's journey is a perfect example of how shifting from control to empowerment can change everything. So, how do we make that shift? Whether it's in the workplace, in a team, or for ourselves. This shift can happen when we move away from control to coaching. Most of us were taught to control, whether it's ourselves or others. But control kills motivation. The key? Coaching. Support others, or yourself, by asking questions, discovering strengths, and setting meaningful goals. It's not about forcing, it's about guiding. Coaching is powerful on an individual level, but imagine what happens when motivation becomes part of a collective effort. Creating a culture of motivation leads to long-term success. Whether you're a leader or an individual, creating a culture of motivation is a long-term effort. Lead by example, encourage open communication, and celebrate small wins along the way. When motivation becomes part of the culture, it lasts. So, we've seen that motivation is not about quick fixes, it's about building autonomy, fostering connections, and mastering skills. When you focus on these, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. So forget chasing fleeting motivation. Focus on what truly lasts: autonomy, relatedness, and competence. It's time to stop surviving and start thriving. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, share with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more actionable insights. And tell me in the comments, what drives your motivation? Let's start